I've put off doing a quote-unquote review for the Pixel Watch for a very good reason. Well, it's a good reason to me anyway. To put it bluntly, I don't really know what I'm talking about with smartwatches, or just watches at all for that matter. I'm not a watch guy, and my foray into smartwatches before the Pixel Watch began and ended with Fitbit Versas, all 4 models of them. So to say that I have hard opinions on how the Pixel Watch stands up to the Apple Watch or Samsung Galaxy Watch or other Wear OS smartwatches or anything, honestly, other than a Fitbit at this point is kind of laughable. But a lot of you have asked for my thoughts, so I'm here to give them to you, just not in a review. Now, don't get me wrong. I still have opinions on this watch, and I'm going to share those. But in my inexperience with smartwatches, I'm not the guy that's going to be able to tell you how the Pixel Watch favorably or maybe unfavorably compares with something like the Apple Watch or Samsung Galaxy Watch or any watch, really. Even with my Fitbit Versas over the years, I didn't lean on too many of the smartwatch features on a daily basis. So when it comes to smartwatches, I'm kind of a clean slate. So if you hear all of this and you think to yourself, I'd still like to hear what this guy thinks, well, let's get into it. One of the things that impresses me most about the Pixel Watch is the build quality. From the rounded edges to the digital crown and the quick switching of the bands, the Pixel Watch feels fantastic both in your hands and on your wrist. And while it's light enough to be easily worn all day without thinking about it, there's no denying the high quality of this watch when you just pick it up or when you put it on your wrist. The digital crown is perfectly functional with these really nice haptics you feel with every scroll, and the button above that is super clicky and responsive, and when you're swapping out watch bands, it's a snap once you get the hang of Google's proprietary system, and once they're in place, they feel snug and secure. I've been rocking the stretch band here for over a month, and I really love it, but a switch to my included silicone band is only seconds away if I need it to. But build quality isn't everything. After all, as a watch, this thing needs to look good too, and the Pixel Watch has no issues in this department. The high quality build pays off all around, as this is easily the best looking smartwatch I've ever seen up close. Now, that's subjective, sure, but you can't deny the beauty of the Pixel Watch. After wearing a Fitbit Versa for years, I did have to get used to a circular watch on my wrist, but that took me all of a couple days. And just the other day, I slapped the Versa 3 on my wrist just to see it again, and I hated the way it looked. I'm fully on board the circular watch train at this point, and when I combine the build quality and the good looks of the Pixel Watch with all the things it actually does for me on a daily basis, you can start to quickly see why I'm so happy with Google's first attempt here. So let's talk about some of those things that I actually use. After all, a smartwatch is only as good as the functionality it can provide, right? If it looks great and can't actually do anything, you'd be better suited with just a standard watch in most cases. Where my hands-on time with the latest Fitbit Versa 4 left me wanting far more functionality from that watch, the Pixel Watch is actually a complete 180 from that experience. On a daily basis, this watch assists me in all sorts of tasks. Coming from a Fitbit, I obviously use it to keep up with basic fitness stuff like heart rate and steps. The Pixel Watch unsurprisingly does this all quite well, even if it still is missing a few of the tricks from the Fitbit Versa and Sense, like auto exercise recognition. Again, for me, this isn't a big deal, and the fitness metrics I do keep up with are all here on the Pixel Watch. But it goes way beyond fitness with this thing, and that's where the Pixel Watch has really won me over. Notifications and responding to messages on the watch is so much better than what I've had on the Versa series over the years that I find myself triaging messages a lot on this watch. The voice replies are great, but I'm also shockingly good at using the tiny swipe keyboard as well, making WhatsApp or Discord or Google Messages replies not just functionally possible on this watch, but also pretty enjoyable too. Phone calls have also been a treat, allowing me to handle full-length calls with just my watch when needed without feeling like I'm unable to really get into the conversation. Callers on the other end have been consistently impressed that I'm talking to them on a watch, and the speakers on board the Pixel Watch deliver plenty of volume and make it a pretty sweet overall experience. I've also used my watch to actually pay for standard things like gas or food or other necessities without needing to get out my phone or my wallet. And adding cards was simple through the Google Wallet app, and then using them just requires a quick double click of the digital crown before placing the watch near an NFC reader. Additionally, I've been using Google Maps on my wrist when I'm driving, and then being able to quickly query the Google Assistant without referencing my phone are both things that I find myself doing more than I ever expected I would. Finally, an addition I don't use all the time that's come in clutch a few times here and there is the ability to snap a photo from your Pixel phone right from the watch. As we get into more family gatherings this time of year, having this trick in my back pocket is kind of nice. Now, you'll notice I didn't reference the GPS for running or LTE connectivity for phone-free access or storing music on the watch to listen to when I'm out and about with some paired up earphones. And that's because I simply don't do those things from my watch, and I've yet to come across a situation where I really feel the need to do it. For what it's worth, Joe's experience while running has been really positive with the GPS on this watch, so hopefully that helps, but for the things I simply never do, I can't tell you how good or bad this watch is at doing them. And that's why I didn't want to call this a review. I don't feel qualified to holistically talk about how good or bad the Pixel Watch is in reference to others that have come before it. I do, however, feel pretty comfortable telling you that this is, without doubt, the best smartwatch experience I've ever had. Now, I would go days here or there without my Fitbit on my wrist, but I'll tell you this, I don't ever leave the house without my Pixel Watch on. It's simply become too much a part of my daily routine that I kind of feel a bit naked without it now. And that's frankly the experience I've been waiting for from a smart thing on my wrist. Not an addition that I feel like I have to shoehorn into place, but one that organically finds itself in my natural workflow. The Pixel Watch has done just that, and after a couple months of using it, I can easily say that if I were to lose it or to break it, I'd be figuring out really quickly a plan to get it replaced ASAP. And that's just not true of too many tech things for me these days, and that's why I feel that this one is special. Is it perfect? No. But to my largely smartwatch ignorant self, it sure feels pretty damn close. But guys, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, head down there, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to ring the notification icon as well if you'd like to be alerted when we make future videos just like this one. Until next time, we'll see you.